From secret skin icons to frozen cannonballs, here are 21 Clash of Clans facts that you didn't know existed. Number 1. While you can find many different hero pets in the pet house, one of the most important ones is without a doubt the unicorn. This pet heals any hero it follows, but what many people don't know is that the pet can actually heal other pets as well. It's said that it can heal pretty much anything on the battlefield once its hero has died. Number 2. One of Clash of Clans' most neglected features has got to be the leveling system. You can gain experience from all sorts of different tasks, but did you know that 500 is actually the maximum level in Clash of Clans? And apparently only 25 people in the world have reached it. These guys must have way too much time on their hands. Number 3. As far as I can remember, goblins have always existed in Clash of Clans, but they haven't always looked as appealing as they do today. You see, a couple of years ago, Clash of Clans retextured the icons for goblins, increasing their graphics and making them look less creepy. But I think that the team forgot to reskin the actual Goblin Texture, because if you take a look at the goblins in your army camp, they definitely look like they're from the older version. Number 4. The Mortar is one of the strongest defenses at lower level town halls, dealing insane splash damage to your barbarians and archers. Although it loses some of its value at higher town halls, it doesn't miss out on attention to detail. Just like how you can freeze a windmill, if you perfectly time a freeze on a Mortar, it will not only freeze the defenses itself, but will also launch ice cannonballs rather than normal ones. Number 5. Traps are an essential part of your defense in Clash of Clans. Whether you hate them or not, upgrading them can come in clutch to save your base several times. One of the strongest and most annoying traps is the skeleton trap, which can get upgraded to level 4. However, while upgrading, you can notice a little trick where the builder goes inside or behind the coffin of the skeleton trap, almost as if he's testing it out. Number 6. Speaking of builders, it's important that they work as efficiently as possible, so that's why when you have several of them making important upgrades, it's always a good idea to use a builder potion that surprisingly not only speeds up the progress of your home village, but can also speed up the builders in the forge as well. That's how people are able to contribute incredible amounts of capital gold every season. Number 7. The builder base and the home village have two very unique styles of battle, with different strategies that require different army comps. Speaking of which, when dueling in the builder base, it's incredibly easy to lose track of your troops, as most of the time you're using an identical army composition. So if you're ever in need of knowing which troop is which, you can always hold the troop icon on the troop you want and they will glow a purple glow, indicating that it is indeed the number you selected. Number 8. Most of us Clash of Clans addicts have a conditioned response upon seeing resource icons shown above a mine or collector to immediately grab the loot. However, resisting the temptation of clicking on the loot icon can actually save you gems. Rapid clicking on your collectors is fine for gold and elixir, but did you realize that when you're collecting from the gem mine, you're actually losing gems? That's because the gem mine generates resources in such low quantities compared to other mines and collectors that it often contains fractional gems. The easiest way to counter this issue is to select a wall piece, press select row, then with the row selected, tap a collector, tap info, and it should be right in front of you. Number 9. If you don't enjoy farming in the home village, clan capital, or any other village, including the builder base, you can simply start a game, place down all your troops, and force close the app to come back to an automated 3-star. This is especially helpful when trying to complete clan games very fast. Number 10. The bowler is one of the most interesting troops in all of Clash of Clans. Its bouncing rock mechanic is extremely interesting and fun to play around with, as it will continue to do damage to buildings after their very first skip. But what people don't know is that the bouncing rock doesn't actually lower the health of anything that moves. So enemy heroes, clan castle troops, and skelly traps will not lose health from rocks that have already hit the ground once. Number 11. Clash of Clans has been out for quite some time now, and players have been able to not only max out their bases, but also their clan, with high level clan members. Clan levels are all fueled by donations, which makes you wonder how much people have contributed in total. As of now, the current world record for the most troops donated stands at over 41 million. What's more impressive is that the gap between number 1 and number 2 is over 6 million troop capacity. As a redditor pointed out, that works to 45 capacity of clan castles filled every day for the past 11 years. Number 12. Throughout the game's history, new troops, buildings, and spells have been added over the years, but one of the most useful spells for getting in and out of the base has got to be the jump spell. The hardest part of using the spell is the placement. If you place the spell just a little short out of reach, then your troops won't be able to get over the walls. However, a cool trick to combat this is to place a rage or haste spell before, allowing your troops to super jump further than they normally could. Number 13. Speaking of spells, it's important to increase the level of your spells and your troops. Unfortunately, one of the only downsides is the prolonged long wait time they require in the lab. Not to mention upgrading the lab itself can be very costly too. So a quick tip if you're ever thinking of taking out 2 birds with 1 stone, you can always start something in the lab, then upgrade the lab itself. This way you can save time by upgrading a unit whilst upgrading a resource building. Number 14. One of the most common problems that players face when maxing their base is a loot drought. However, if you know how to identify a lootable base, it's much easier to farm if you encounter a base with filled elixir pumps and gold carts, then you are able to yield more gold and elixir. In fact, it's almost always better to farm full collectors, as they will generally net better loot than full storages. You can collect up to 50% of the collector's capacity, which is 100,000 per collector. With 7 collectors, each is 700,000 per resource, whereas the storages vary from Town Hall, Town Hall 9 being 14%, Town Hall 10 being 12%, and Town Hall 11 being 10% of available capacity, which makes the max you can loot from storages between 350 to 450,000 loot in total. Number 15. Clash of Clans has many defenses, but the most annoying one isn't actually a building. Rather, it's the troops in the clan castle. Facing 3 ice golems or super minions and a headhunter can prove to be very difficult for the attacker, and they can also be one of the strongest parts of your offense too. So when you fill your clan castle, it's important that you choose the troops and order them wisely, as clan castle troops come out in the order that they've been filled. So if you're taking bowlers in the clan castle with 35 housing space, get a giant first, so he serves as the meat shield when deploying your clan castle troops in an attack. Number 16. It's no secret that Clash of Clans is full of plenty of useful features, but one feature that many people tend to forget is the revenge button. Aside from taking your sweet revenge, using the revenge button can provide you with amazing loot and trophy value. It's a technique that not many players use to immediately rank up, but you can also spectate the base before revenging it. Always make sure to check the clan castle and verify whether or not it's empty and what troops or spells you can bring in order to counter it. Number 17. When looking for a base to attack in Clash of Clans, you often don't have to wait that long, but every time you hit next to find a different base, the clouds can get very annoying. To counter this, if you click skip base on 27 to 28 seconds, you won't get a timeout and your clouds will go away automatically. You can also skip the clouds for Clan War League or when previewing wars. To do this, simply click the bottom of your screen at the same time that you click the war button. Number 18. There are many attack strategies out there in Clash of Clans, but several of them require the help of your queen and several healers. However, if you don't perform the queen walk perfectly, your queen might just end up going the wrong way, or your healers might die early. To counter this, make sure to place your queen in the exact location you want her to go, drop a bait balloon to catch any traps, and place your healers on the side you want your queen to go, so that they don't get targeted by any air defenses. Number 19. Gems are the most scarce resource in all of Clash of Clans, so knowing where and how to get them is very important. Other than your gem mine and selling your potions, the main way to receive gems is through removing obstacles or gem boxes. But did you know that the gems you gain from obstacles you remove from a base are on a fixed cycle? The pattern is as follows: 6 0 4 5 1 3 2 0 0 5 1 0 3 4 0 0 5 0 1 0. The pattern is the same on builder base and the main village, but the cycle is independent on each base. Obstacles removed on builder base are not affected by obstacles removed from the main village, and vice versa. Number 20. Clan capital raids have completely changed the way clans function. Ever since they were introduced, they provide a much more enjoyable clan experience. However, did you know that getting to 100 raids in the clan capital completely breaks the game? This is one of the rare cases where you can actually break the game with skill. Number 21. On the topic of clan capital, many people don't know that there is a way to get a free 2,000 capital gold. When you join the clan capital initially, you do your raids and you miss out on the free gold, which is actually located in the tutorial. If you click the information button and head over to attacking, you can practice a raid, and once you complete it successfully, you're rewarded with 2,000 free capital gold. Those were 21 Clash of Clans facts. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like these videos next. Peace out and take care.